Patanjali's Yoga Sutra work as a roadmap on our yoga journey. And if we look at them one by one, we can stay consistent on this path to reach higher level of consciousness. Namaste, my name is Aparna, and in today's video, I'm going to continue talking and delving into the other Yoga Sutras, Yoga Sutra number 14 and onward, because if you haven't seen the previous Yoga Sutras, then please follow the link and see the previous videos where I've covered the other Yoga Sutras. So let's come to 14 Yoga Sutra from the first chapter called Samadhi Pada. And the reference is the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali by Sri Swami Satchidananda. So 14th Yoga Sutra of Patanjali talks about something which helps you to stay consistently on the path to higher level of consciousness. He says, Satu dirgha kala nairantarya tatkara sevito drada bhumi. Satu dirgha kala nairantarya satkara sevito drada bhumi. So dirgha means for long time. Dirgha kala means long time. Nairantarya means continuously without any break. And drada bhumi means firmly grounded. So when does your practice becomes firmly grounded, where you don't have to worry that it will be lost or what you have learned might be gone and you may go back to that previous state of living with Maya? So this means that your practice will become firmly grounded. That means it becomes a practice where the changes are happening in your brain, which will create new neural pathways. So if you keep the practice for a long time without break, you are just meditating every day, today, tomorrow, and every day, and there is no break, then your practice becomes firmly grounded and it will make drada bhumi. Drada bhumi means firmly grounded. So what he means by that, it will reach to that level where the permanent changes in your brain, which is called neuroplasticity, would have happened. And at that stage, your brain has learned to go into different circle, because otherwise everything is through the vritti. Remember Patanjali's Yoga Sutra number 6, where he talks about 5 types of thought waves. So those 5 types of thought waves are already explained in those previous Yoga Sutras. So if you want to create new patterns of behavior, new patterns of thinking in your mind, then Patanjali is giving you the roadmap to follow, that how you become a yogi by doing practice for dirgha kala, for long time, to make drada bhumi firmly grounded. So this is the most important message from Patanjali's Yoga Sutra number 14, that practice without break. And that relates to very much the first Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, where he says, Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Yoga is discipline. So if discipline tells us that we must present ourselves, we must show up for our practice every day. And remember, when he talks about practice, he does not mean about those 20 minutes or 30 minutes of yoga. He talks about that role of observer, the seer, the Purusha, the one who knows it all, the self. So keeping in that mode of self as much as possible throughout the day. That is the practice. So let's see what is the next Yoga Sutra. Next Yoga Sutra is Drashtanushravika Vishaya Vitrashnasya Vashikara Sangya Vairagyam. This is 15th Yoga Sutra of Patanjali. So it says Drashta. Drashta is someone who is seen or experienced. And Anusravika means heard. So what is seen, what is heard. And the consciousness is sajna or sangya, and then vairagyam is non-attachment. So remember, Patanjali told you two ways to master. One is practice, the second one is non-attachment or vairagyam. So abhyasa is practice, and vairagya is non-attachment. So he told you about the practice. What kind of practice? Long practice without break. And now he's telling you about the non-attachment. So how do you master? How do you do that self-mastery where you are always in charge? Mostly you are on that seat and not the mind running into those predefined patterns in an unconscious mood. So how do you do this self-mastery of your own consciousness? Is only possible for those who are free from cravings, from objects that are seen or heard about, is non-attachment. So it's so simple. Patanjali tells and simplify everything for your yoga journey. So what he means is that if you want to do the mastery, self-mastery of consciousness, then you must become free from all the desires of the objects that are seen or heard, because most of the time we want something, and what we want is what we have seen or what we have heard of. We heard somebody has got the new Mercedes, and the thought might come to our mind that, oh, I would love to own a new Mercedes as well. So that thought, that desire. So unless you become free from that desire of things that are seen or heard, the self-mastery of consciousness is not possible. And how you do that is through non-attachment. So you're not attached to anything that is seen or heard by senses. So if you become, there are two possibilities. One is that you become slave of your sensory organs, or you become a master of your sensory organs. So this path, 15th Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, is giving you the keys how to do the self-mastery through non-attachment of objects that are seen or heard. So I hope you are enjoying the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and we have reached to Yoga Sutra number 15 of the first chapter, Samadhi Pada. And I can't wait to bring you more Yoga Sutras. So we'll meet again soon. Namaste.